First, I'd like to just say that ask all council to be considerate of each other at the time. And with that, I call our meeting to order. And the first thing is the adoption of the agenda. Presented.
I'll move the agenda be adopted as presented.
Second is that. Right. Any questions on the agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, being none carried. Conflict of interest declarations, are there any? None? Adoption of the minutes of July the 2nd, 2025, the regular council meeting. I have a motion.
There was an error with those, but I think.
I did recirculate it.
It was recirculated. It had been corrected.
Okay.
So.
I'll make a motion to approve the
Yeah,
minutes from.
Jeff Land did.
Sorry, I'll second.
Seconded. Thank you, Counselor. Any questions on the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. July the 15th. Committee of the whole meeting minutes. I have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Loretta. Seconder, Jeff Fiona. Any question on those? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. July the 22nd, special closed council meeting. So moved, Jeff Land, seconder. Dave Gargan. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda, there's nothing. Public administration presentations. Our friends from Plan 360.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. So this is just an update on the quarter of Shenstone Road. So within last week, the situation had resolved quickly where we had received comments from the agencies we were lacking comments from. So we are now in a position where we can proceed with the rezoning process. And I will read off the comments that have been received from the Department of Transportation, Canada, and the Wawa branch. The Wawa branch just states that there are water courses within 30 meters of the project, and that a Wawa permit would be required in that case. Department of Transportation had a series of bullet points stating that the Route 910 access does meet or set sightline requirements. And that they would not, it's not in their authority to issue them from Shenstone Road, so it would be issued from Route 910. They said that the road is undergoing some wear and tear, but there have been requests to improve the road as well. But they also stated that for access on Caledonia Mountain could be difficult. So they recommend, they stated they would that the access on Route 910 meets the requirements, but the access on Caledonia Mountain Road would not meet its current their current requirements. And finally, the most importantly, we have received comments from Canada. I'll read these 3 points. Blasting may proceed where required. However, any corrective action required by NAV Canada resulting from damages due to blasting will be on a cost recovery basis. Second, blasting alerts should include the Moncton Technical Operations Coordinator. And the proponent shall coordinate with the Technical Operations Coordinator prior to blasting to allow the monitoring of radar equipment. The conditional acceptance remains valid for 18 months and pertains solely to the impact on the air navigation system. Additionally, Friday they did send out an email regarding road cutting across their property. The applicant has clarified that it is for ATVs and it is actually outside of the 2 categories that are ATVs. So it's one of the property owners who owns it, but it is not it is on the property on which the rezoning would take place.
Okay. Council have any questions?
I do.
No. So go ahead.
So there was mention of a Wawa permit, and also the approval to operate under the Clean Air Act. And then, of course, requirements that were mentioned by NAV Canada. So all of these things, they need to be in place prior to us proceeding? Or is this something that would be handled in conjunction with process with 2360?
These are points that we would use as the basis to draft conditions for the rezoning. And we would draft these conditions ahead of the planning review and adjustment committee this August. In addition to the public meeting, ahead of the public meeting, so they can be presented there. But yes, we would use these as the basis to formulate recommendations and conditions, but we do have the necessary input from the different agencies.
Okay, so none of those things are required prior, and we're not expediting this process in an unusual fashion, then, are we?
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, they would be addressed throughout the, they would be addressed prior to the issuance of our development permit, but they would be addressed throughout the rezoning process.
Okay, that has nothing to do with this. The last question I have was in reference to the road. So is there anything that needs to be done to upgrade the road or to meet the requirements? Based on your comments?
Based on what we received from the Department of Transportation, it appears the access from 910 right now would be perfect. They did caution that there were some road closures to heavy vehicles in the spring. And aside from that, that's all we've received. Road surgeon here is exactly as we've received it from the Department of Transportation. So that would be up to them whether they upgrade the roads or not, but they would be able to issue the permit for.
Okay, so that would be up to them. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Can I ask one question?
Go ahead.
So my understanding from the last meeting is that they are still in full operation.
We actually conducted a site visit today, because we did issue a stop work order just over 2 weeks ago. And we conducted a site visit on the way to this meeting, and it appears that all work has ceased for the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you're recommending we move forward with our part? Okay, thank you. Can we have a motion?
So move. Whereas council received a request from 681884 NB for rezoning of the. Sure, I don't know this. Properties located on Kentstone Road and bearing PID 05123070 and 006176. Sorry, 7969 from rural area zone RA to the intense resource development zone IRD to prevent a quarry. And whereas the council wishes to consider to vote both mentioned modifications, be it resolved that bylaw amending the rural plan bylaw be drafted, the clerk, and on behalf of council will publish the public notification in conference second one of the community plan the hearing of objections to the proposed bylaw is set for September 2nd in the council chambers at 6 p.m. The clerk will name and on behalf of council will request review of Southeastern Regional Service Commission on the proposed bylaw in cooperation with Section 110 of the Community Planning Act and the proposed bylaw will be available for consultation by the public at the municipal building during operation hours from the date when the first notice is published. I move.
Seconder, Doug Lyon, Counselor. Any question? Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Being none, motion carried.
Uh, motions.
Sorry,
Oh,
you're good? Can she hear us? I don't think. Okay. Motion carried. Reports, recommendation, committee and private meetings, CAO appointment. We have motion,
I move that Fundy Albert Council approve the appointment of Mr. Sean Wallace to the position of CAO for Fundy Albert effective August 11th, 2025.
that is seconded. Council Garden. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Being none? Motion carried. Welcome to the team, sir.
Thank you.
Pleased to have you on board. Personnel Committee,
There's nothing to report.
nothing to report. EMO Committee.
EMO and Red Cross will inspect the 3 comfort places in Fundy Albert and recommend for any improvement. EMO is considering set up a regional emergency action committee. And the first comfort center, some committee will be held on October 30th in Grand City from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
That's it. Thank you, sir. Recreation Committee, yeah, recreation.
Our next meeting is next Wednesday. That's information following.
Okay, thank you. ATV Access on Road Streets Committee.
Nothing more on that, the ATV, or what, Brunswick has never got back to us on giving the routes that they want. So until we get the plan of theirs, we'll put it on the poll.
Okay. That's it. Thank you. EMO agreement between the village and the forums. I believe we have a motion.
Yeah, I don't think I have any questions
Okay.
in regards to the proposed agreement.
That's the agreement that, with the generators
The former
and that we retain ownership.
I'll read that. I move that council approve the revision of the emergency measures organization agreement originally established 2022 between the former village of Hillsborough and the Quanah Center, updating the agreement to reflect the new municipal name, Village of Fundy Albert, which is across the table.
Seconder for that, Jeff Jones. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Upcoming council meeting schedule.
This was discussed at the last meeting as well, and the recommendation is to cancel the August 19th committee, the whole meeting, and the September 2nd regular council meeting. To allow for a little bit of a summer break, and we can still have special meetings in the meantime.
That'll allow staff to get a little bit of a vacation here. May I read it? Go ahead, sir.
I move that council approve the cancellation of the August 19th, 2025 committee of the whole meeting and the September 2nd, 2025 regular council meeting to allow for summer break consistent with the practice followed in 2024. Regular council meetings will resume on September 16th, 2025. This break complies with Local Governments Act, which requires a minimum of 4 regular meetings per year. If necessary, a special meeting may be called during this break.
Seconder, Councilor Land. Any questions? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Service connection, 2963 Main Street, Hillsborough.
I move that council approve the use of capital funds for the Hillsborough Utility Capital Reserve contract MRM for our water service connection at right now Main Street, Hillsborough. At the quarter rate of $17,000 plus HST. This work includes directional drilling and asphalt repair and if necessary, to avoid traffic disruption on Main Street.
Seconder. Counselor Elkin. Any questions on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Service connection, wastewater, Page Street, Hillsborough.
I move that council approve the reallocation of $7,323.85 from the Hillsborough Utility Water Service Connection budget line to the Sewer Service Connection budget line in order to complete the combined water and sewer service installation at 20 Page Street, Hillsborough as budgeted in 2025.
Have a seconder, Counselor Coates. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Bobcat snow blower.
I move the council approve the release of $13,768.63 plus HSD from Fund Yard Capital for the purchase of a snow blower attachment from the Case Truck Center at the quoted price of $13,768.62 plus HSD to ensure operational readiness for sidewalk snow clearing in November 2026.
Have a seconder, Counselor Jonah. Any questions on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Truck purchase.
Whereas $25,000 is available in account 2.8.1.1.6 short-term interest for capital projects for the purchase of a new public works truck. And whereas $60,000 is available in the Fundy Albert Capital Shared Fund for capital expenditures. Be it resolved that council approve the release of up to $85,000 from available capital funds, including $25,000 from short-term interest for capital projects and $60,000 from the Fundy Albert Capital Shared Fund for the purchase of a new half-ton public works truck in accordance with the Fundy Albert procurement policy.
Seconder for that. Counselor Jonah. Any question?
Just more of a statement, so. I'm not in favor of this purchase. I think in the past, we knew exactly what we were getting for a truck. We got the 3 quotes of the exact trucks we were looking for. And I don't feel we have that information. So I think it's not very prudent just to say anyone has up to $85,000 to spend. I think it's important to get the details of 3 specific trucks and of what you're looking for. So at this time, I'm not supportive of this motion.
To in response to that, I've done further market research, so obviously vehicles going on the market, they tend to turn over quite quickly where, so what percent of the council report is very much what's available on the day. I've called around a couple of places today, to get, I think, the further price points available today. Based on the requirements of the truck, I have some of the smaller engine, to be more fuel efficient, but still have the payload capacity, towing capacity. Best option, the best price I came up with today was for a GMC Sierra 1500 4-cylinder engine for $60,151 for SAMS.
I would like to see us go to tender and get 3 quotes on this big a deal. I don't think it's a fact. We're not saying you can't have the truck, but what we're saying is we want to get some facts, so.
I would agree with that, Mayor. I think we should get 3 quotes. Get the specs on the truck, so we know what we're getting, we know exactly what we're paying for it. And once the quotes come in, that can be shared, and we can have a special meeting the next day if time's of the urgency or whatever. That's not a big deal, but I thought we need to narrow down.
Absolutely. And I'm not sure, but I think we used to, municipalities used to be able to work through the province for procurement and get their pricing, so I think it needs to have a little bit of, so.
And also, if I may, with the audit being where it is at. We did. Push the agenda pretty heavy in the spring about no spending until the audit was finished. So I still stand by that, so maybe we need to give time for our new CAO, Ben, Sean Walls. And I'm not being 3 or 4 months away. No, give him time to look at things also and maybe his recommendations. And maybe by then the audits will be finished or tidied up, and we'll have a better understanding of our finances.
So,
Probably not, I won't be soon.
yeah, so. Go quick. Okay. So we need a vote.
I just had one more comment, Eric,
Sure, go ahead.
I think Heather has a comment as well, Councilor Russell. I would just comment, that, to take caution, I don't think that we can wait too long. I understand the concerns and I agree with the concerns. But I feel like there's an urgency as this has been brought up. Before I joined council, this was an issue, I believe that was brought up by operations last year. So I think that if we're hindering our public works crew, I just want my colleagues to keep that in mind, that if we need a truck, I believe that we need 2 trucks. We should probably expedite this, not vote for this today, but expedite that we keep this moving, keep the discussion going. So if that's additional quotes, or if we're waiting for our new CAO, I just don't want this to lose traction. That would be my only comment.
Can we postpone this or do we have to go with it?
I think Councilor Ward Russell, but yes.
Go ahead, Ed. I don't think she can hear.
Thank you. No, I think there is quite a delay, so I do apologize. Hopefully you can hear me. So I do believe with some of the councillors' comments tonight, but I just want to be upfront and acknowledge that I do not support this motion. I got a number of reasons, but I'll just list a couple here. First of all, the audits have not been completed. I think we promised ourselves as councillors that before any more big dollars of funding was spent, that the audits would be completely completed. I do also believe that more research is required to determine the percentage of the use. I know there's been some emails back and forth, but I'm not comfortable with the percentage that is going to be used for these shared services. I think I just heard in the motion that 60,000 of an $85,000 split, that would have to be probably close to 70% of the time of that truck to be used on shared services. When I did my own research and talked to other municipalities, they do not charge LSDs for this service, so please keep that in mind. And to date, I would just like to acknowledge that the LSDs, not only Coverdale, but Hillsborough and all the other ones, have seen an increase of 21% to their tax base over the last 3 years. So all this is going to do is increase our number and lower others. So I'd like to see a detailed plan of what this is going to do to impact the tax rate going forward.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just ask a question more. Would it be possible if we could ask the CAO to look into similar communities like ours to find out some factual information? What's the consistency of what other municipalities are doing? I mean, if generally they're not using the funds directly from the LSDs or the areas or the roads that are not being serviced by the asset, then we could look at that model. But if not, then we are one community. I think we realize that.
We are now one village.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just make a comment? And while you're doing the research, I think it needs to be very clear that the revenue that comes from the shared expenses, from the shared facilities is being shared with all of Fundia.
Correct.
So, not 60% of the revenue is being shared. Not 60% of the revenue is, there's no split on the revenue. So And the former villages already pay an expensive amount for wages and vehicles for their water and sewer. We have a different bill for that, so
Okay.
I think we just need to be clear as you're doing your research, is that it's apples to apples, because a lot of the former villages don't have three former villages with 3 water and sewers and assets that are shared. That's my only comment.
Both are good. The vote,
Just like to echo what Council Garden mentioned, this can't be kicked down the street for a while.
no,
We gotta move on this, move on quick, so. Agree with that, sure.
yeah. Ready for the vote? Go ahead. All in favor? Contrary minded?
Nay.
Nay.
Motion defeated. Thank you, council. All right, go to conduct bylaw.
So this was discussed at the last committee of the whole meeting, and I prepared first and second readings, if anybody's inclined to.
What do we read here? Just the portion that's in the document for
I
proposed?
sent proposed motions, yes. So there's the first reading by title, and
Okay,
then once that's moved, second voted, and then the second reading by subtitle.
I'll read the
Okay.
first reading by title. I move that the first reading by title only be given to bylaw 2025-02, a code of conduct bylaw for council of Fundy Albert.
Okay. Jeff Land and Council Coates, any questions?
That was
All in
Councilor
favor?
Garden and.
So Council Jordan and Council Lane have seconded it.
Oh,
First.
okay.
Sorry. All in favor? Contrary minded? Motion carried.
I move that the second reading by section only be given to bylaw 2025-02, a code of conduct bylaw for council of Fundy Albert. Sections as follows: 1, short title; 2, definitions; 3, application and purpose; 4, interpretation and scope; 5, code of conduct; 6, complaints; 7, council decisions; 8, corrective actions; 9, repeal; and 10, effective date.
We have a seconder for that.
Second.
Councilor Everton. Any question? All in favor? Motion carried. Mayor, council statements and inquiries. You want to start with me? Start with welcome in your hometown.
All right. First thing I just wanted to say is big welcome to our new CAO, Mr. Sean Wallace. Thank you for joining the team. Second thing is a big thank you to Fundy National Park for the continued support in providing water to the former village of Alma. That water consumption or that water capacity has increased. And I think residents and tourists alike are very thankful that we have that water and that partnership with Fundy National Park. As for my last statement, I just wanted to talk about the paving that has occurred and still occurring. It's ongoing within the former village of Alma. It was identified and communicated within the council of the whole meeting on June 17th that the paving within the former village of Alma would start on July 7th. After several delays, paving finally did start July 28th. Since the initially communicated date, several residents have either reached out to myself or the village staff in an attempt to identify the actual start date prior to the paving actually starting. These concerns from residents stem from the impact this has on their own vehicles, as well as the vehicles of the tourists. As we know, the tourists within former village of Alma are very important. In some areas, the existing road damage and potholes pose a safety risk due to the attempts to avoid these sections and veering around them. Residents are also accustomed to repairs being completed prior to the busy tourist season starting in June or even before, which absolutely makes sense, which avoids congestion and delays. From my understanding, the paving contractor completed their interpreted scope of work on July 31st, but the area of most concern, School Street, was not entirely completed. I've been informed that the remainder of the work is going to cost additional money beyond the budget that was initially provided to council, as paving contractor reached the budget for this project within their interpreted scope. I realize that council is not supposed to provide direction to staff, but I would like to provide suggestions to improve projects and the potential mitigation of some of these issues brought forward by residents for future projects. So these are merely just suggestions. Include a detailed scope of work with specific requirements and constraints within future RFPs. Develop and issue RFPs earlier within the year to ensure that planned deadlines are agreed to. Include specific start and end dates as well as financial penalties when dates and timelines are not met within those contracts. And of course, none of these suggestions are prohibitive and are actually very common within the procurement process. A big appreciation does go out to our paving contractor and our staff, Fundy Albert, for these projects being completed to date. I know it's a lot of hard work, and when it's the summer season, it's very busy. Let's use what we've learned to improve these projects going forward. That is my statement. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councillor Elgin.
Yep, just a couple things for me. Road construction, it's really just a reminder for everybody in Fundy Albert. We don't normally have that many sets of lights to get to Hillsborough, but it's to be patient. There's a lot of traffic and there's a lot of stops. So please be patient, and it's pleasing to see that there's a lot of work being done in Fundy Albert on Route 114. That's the good part of the downside of the traffic issues. Water conservation in Riverside Albert, please be diligent with your water usage. I believe the flyers went out today for everybody in Riverside Albert, so just please be cautious with your water. The Albert County Exhibition, September 11th to the 14th, the volunteers have been doing lots of work at the exhibition grounds in preparation of this coming year's exhibition. And a reminder that the farmers market is every Sunday from 10 to 2 at the exhibition grounds. That's it for me.
Councillor Coates.
Just the July was a very busy month. On the 3rd of July, I attended a Zoom meeting on the update of the water project in Alma. July 5th, attended the dedication at the Albert County Museum. July 8th, attended a public presentation on the update of the water project in Alma. July 12th, attended a public breakfast at Wallace in Hillsborough. July 22nd, attended a special council meeting at Fundy Albert. July 30th, attended a meeting with Irving on spraying in Fundy Albert, the Fundy Albert office. And on July 31st, attended a public and annual meeting of the production Albert County at the Hillsborough Art Library. And the only thing I would say, haven't saw anything on any updates lately on our budgets. Was anything new?
Yeah, I was just saying to the mayor before the meeting started, the audit package is now with the auditor for 2023. It's all been submitted as of last week. So now the timeline to be submitted from the auditor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Councillor Feller.
First, I'd like to thank whoever made the call yesterday to postpone the fireworks here in Alma. Things are very, very dry. It was a very smart move, and I was really happy to hear that. That being said, we still have some fireworks down here, so I would suggest, either leave it for Fleet Watch or maybe, the wonderful team down here at the Island Recreation Council put together some kind of a end of summer party, for the Labor Day weekend and use it for them, but, sure, very sure, and I think people that made a decision. Secondly, I had a opportunity to speak, quite a few people on board for. And by speaking with them, I would like to thank our Director of Operations, Ian, for spending some time with me in June. Driving around Ward 4, taking a look at some paving and patching needs and what I suggested that need to be done. All of those, all that we talked about, Ian got done, and I truly appreciate that. And as well, I'd like to thank DTI, they've done a really good job this year. So on behalf of residents of Ward 4, we thank you very much, appreciate it. Anything else?
Thank you. Joanne?
Yes. I've noticed side of the road, the mowed, the roads on the Albert set between Hopewell Gate and the road. I called DTI and put a request in, but I was wanting also to see if they could call and voice our concern, but that should be done.
I consider, like, just the info at DEP.
Great, just whatever, just keep them aware, the more people call, sooner they'll answer. And also, just a suggestion, I think we need to look at GPSs on our vehicles, especially if we buy new ones. We should GPS them so we know they are where they are, and you know, if someone gets stolen on the weekends, we'll go track and see where it is, it's multi-purpose. And also, just to throw this out here for council, the town meeting, the next town meeting, I would like to take some time to discuss a pilot project that we would put in the Calgary Regional High School for students that come to work in the summertime. That if they're interested in working for Village of Fundy Albert, to get their level 2 water course, that we have some kind of agreement to work together with those people. That we hire full-time, we go to school and implement some kind of program where we finance them getting a level 2 water operation. Because as the new rules come out, it's gonna take 4 to 5 years to get that, and it's gonna be hard to get guys to come. It's gonna be a license print one. So if we can be proactive on that and maybe set something up ourselves, I think that would be a proper way to go. And also, welcome to the new CAO, William, welcome aboard, looking forward to working with you. And hope everything works out in everybody's advantage. Thank you. One other thing. Everybody needs to be very mindful of the water situation in Fundy Albert or our Hillsborough Albert. We need to conserve. You walk in the grass and crunches, things are dry. I know all the red bananas in the province, the council fire is great, but we all take water for granted. And I think we need to be very cautious going forward next little while. There's no rain in the forecast next 10 days. So that's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank Tammy Ramshaw, Every Lemon Consulting, for working with us to bring us the candidates that we interviewed. And we appreciate your professionalism and your hard work. Thank you very much. Mr. Wallace, Sean, I look forward to working with you, as I mentioned before, and I think it's a turning point for Fundy Albert and a step forward, so be prepared for the 11th. Water in Riverside Albert, right now the consumption is up. We're not sure why. We think that maybe people are watering their flowers and their vegetable gardens at night. But please be mindful throughout Fundy Albert, as just mentioned. Right now we're okay, but we have to keep it in mind. So, you know, there's lots of ways to conserve water. So try to do that. We've had I guess, we had a meeting with Irving Woodlands. I had sent a message to the Premier and other members of other MLAs and ministers, and voiced my opinion about spraying, and the only people that responded were the Irving Woodlands people. We had a good cordial meeting with them. They're going to provide us with some more facts and information on glyphosate spraying. So just to know that what we have done about it and what we're hoping to do, and, I certainly am not a scientist, but I don't always agree with it, so just to let the people know. And that's pretty much all I have to say for right now, for sure.
Yeah, there's one.
Heather? You wanna?
Thank you. Just a couple quick things.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'll keep going. Just a couple quick things. Want to acknowledge the town review and the local fire department there who just were able to purchase two new one squad and one tanker that will impact the village of Fundy Albert. So congratulations to the town review for that. I believe the question was asked on the audit. I think I did grasp that, so thank you. And just, I guess, going forward, I'd like to know what the status is of Lagoon. I think we were promised a meeting for the public and I haven't seen a date yet on that, so maybe a follow-up could be done, please.
Thank you, Counselor. Okay.
Yeah.
Notices, motion, resolutions, none. Closed session, none. Who wants to do the adjournment?
In that.
There was none.
Can that not just be a regular part of the agenda for moving forward?
It's following thought.
I know, that's,
We're gonna be updated the bylaw, that can definitely be.
Yep. But the question was asked before.
Yes.
If anybody wanted to speak. Motion to adjourn, Jeff, Lance, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. That's all. I just waited at the thing in the middle of the day.
I'm probably going to do that.